Peace and blessings, peace and blessings. What's going on? How is everybody's doing? I hope everybody's doing great, mentally speaking, financially speaking, emotionally speaking, and most importantly, spiritually speaking. So today, I just wanted to share some thoughts with you guys. The name of the topic is Your Life is a Mess. So, not too long ago, I came across a video, and the title of the video was I manifested something of the effect of I manifested my ex back or something like this. Yeah, I think that was the name of the joint. And I didn't watch the whole video though, but I watched enough to analyze the whole thing, and it actually helped me connect the dots with a lot of things that are going on in our society today, especially on the dating scene. You see, when I watched that video, the lady was actually sharing how she put out in the universe her wishes and her will to have her ex back, to have her reconnect with her ex. You know what I'm saying? So basically, she was a woman who was out there still emotionally attached, connected to her ex. And what I realized is there's a lot of people like that out there, a lot, especially a lot of women like that on the dating scene. And they're out there into presenting themselves as being available, but they emotionally they're not available. They're still connected and attached to their previous partner. Most of the time, it's boyfriend because when it's husband, it can be the same thing. But when you guys are divorced, I think that I mean it depends. It can also be in that case of previous marriage. You know what I'm saying? But most of the time, since we live in a society where marriage is actually being looked down upon, and most people live their lives going from one relationship to another, you know what I'm saying, without trying to make sure that they're being married, they're getting married while having a relationship, a romantic relationship. That's no longer the requirement for the majority of people. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, some women still carry that dream. You know what I'm saying? Of walking the alley and being married in front of the world and God. But for the most part, what I'm saying, I feel like society has allowed men and women to be comfortable being involved in a long-term relationship outside of wedlock. So I guess it is what it is. But my point was, when you're out there on a dating scene, right, you see a lot of women, especially women, because men, what I'm saying, I think a man will at some point understand that we got to move on. You know what I'm saying? That it may have, our relationship may have not worked out, but at some point we feel like, okay, the world is still out there. There's still a lot of things to explore. We need to take it to the chin and and get back up on our feet as men. You know what I'm saying, and move on and move forward. You know what I'm saying. So we out there, we're ready to what I'm saying, we're ready to move forward and explore what's out there, what I'm saying. But for a lot of women, not all, I don't want to, I don't want to throw a jab out there and feel like and make all women feel like I'm attacking them or anything like that. No, but for what I and not for what I've seen so far, what I've analyzed over the years is that and it's being exposed on the internet, on social media. What I'm saying, it's been there for everybody to see. What I'm saying, back then that was not the case, but now everybody's out there on the internet. You have dating shows that expose this type of reality, really. So when it comes to women, it's more complicated because you have women out there, presenting themselves as being available, emotionally available, ready to move on, ready to build a future. You know what I'm saying? But deep down in their heart, you know what I'm saying, they're not. They're still emotionally attached to the previous partner, and they're actually looking for somebody that reminds them of this previous partner, because they want to relive the same they want to relive the same emotional feelings. They still want to, they want to continue this relationship, but unfortunately, the previous partner no longer wants to continue with them. So, you know, they have to face the reality of it. So now they're going to move on. They're going to try to move on, pretending that they're trying to move on, but they know they're not really trying to move on. So they want to remain in that relationship. What I'm saying? So now they're going to present themselves to the world. They're going to be out there on dating show, on dating app or whatnot. And you see this girl or this woman very, saying that you find attractive or whatnot. But she presents herself as being available, but she's not. She's not. Emotionally, she's still attached. She's still connected to her previous partner. Because remember, when I watched the video about this girl who manifested her ex back, I'm thinking, okay, you manifested. So you mean that you probably went on dates, at some point you went on dates, but it didn't work out because internally you were still attached, you were still emotionally connected to your previous partner. And the video is actually the actual proof of it. What I'm saying? You wanted your ex back, you know. But my question is, once you get your ex back, what you going to do with him? What you going to do with it? You know what I'm saying? Are you going to try? Are you going to break up again and then wait a couple of years and then hopefully you're going to welcome him back? Because while he was out there, while you guys were separated, you know, homeboy was out there probably dating and and, and having sex with other females or whatnot. You know what I'm saying? You don't know, but you welcoming him like nothing happened. And why? Because he touched you. He hit it raw. He hit it raw. You know what I'm saying? He smashed it raw, and you still connected to him. So that's why you cannot move on in life. So now that you called him back, that you manifested your ex back, what are you trying to do with him? Are you trying to secure the relationship by asking him to fully commit himself to you? Like for instance, you could tell him, okay, we've been in an in and out relationship for quite a while now, but I think that we should make sure that we fully commit ourselves to each other. You know what I'm saying? And I would say that a wise woman, this is what I would do for my daughter. a wise woman would actually require that this man does the right thing when it comes to commitment. You know what I'm saying? Because what's the point of being together a couple of years, break up, and then we so emotionally attached to one another that after a while, you know what I'm saying, we connect, we get back together. Why not trying to to get married and trying to seal that relationship, you know, so we can actually officially declare a commitment towards one another. You know, that's the purpose of marriage. I'm not saying it's going to be easy, but if you guys break up to eventually get back together, you might as well get married because y'all both realizing that y'all connected to one another, and that you know, so even if you're trying to break up, y'all cannot move on living separate lives. You're still emotionally connected to one another. That's why I say, when I look at this, I'm like, yo, your life is a mess. Your life is messed up, bro. And personally, I don't want to get involved with a person like this who doesn't know where they're going. You know what I'm saying? They just live by the vibe. They just live by the emotions or no. Once you get involved in a relationship, you get involved. You know what I'm saying? You either get involved or you're not getting involved. Because what's the point? What's the point of living 10 years with someone without without making it official? Official in front of society and in front of God. You know what I'm saying? What's the point? What's the point? You a man and you with a woman for 10 years. And after, because I met a girl like this, you know, so I met a girl and we started dating, right? And she told me that her older sister was in a relationship with a dude and they had been in a relationship for 10 years. That was a while ago though, you know what I'm saying? They were in a relationship for 10 years. And the whole family was thinking like, yo, these two gonna get married. You know what I'm saying? Like 10 years, that's a lot. And I think that the guy called it off. You know what I'm saying? I don't know the exact details that transpired. Because you know, when people, you know, share their personal life and personal information, you know what I'm saying? You don't I'm not the type of guy to be asking a lot of questions. I let the person talk. I let the person share what they want to share. You know what I'm saying? So I was listening and everything. But the thing is this though. The guy I think stopped the relationship, but after 10 years of relationship, you know what I'm saying? Like 10 years, that's a lot. That's a lot. You know, say 10 years you probably you having children in 10 years. You can purchase an apartment, a house in 10 years. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of plans that you can do. 10 years, that's a lot. So you mean to tell me that you remain 10 years in a relationship out of wedlock with this partner, with this woman, and then you cut it off and you stop the relationship? She told me that she was very shocked. The whole family was shocked. And I think that it's probably what made this woman that I was talking to quite reluctant and kind of fearful, afraid of full commitment. I mean, she was probably afraid of men, to be honest. You know what I'm saying? Because this is not this is not like a video to attack men, to attack women, especially, or men. I don't want to attack anyone. I'm just saying what I analyze because personally, I'm not perfect. I was also lost at some point. Obviously, of course, like thankfully, I have a good foundation. I have a good family foundation. But in this society where distractions and lies are being rampant, you know what I'm saying? And the situation got worse and worse with social media in this society, it's quite difficult. It's quite hard. It's quite easy to fall in the trap. So this girl, she was very shocked and she was like, saying, I'm not ready for commitment because, what happened to my older sister really shocked the whole family. Saying? And when I heard that, I was also shocked because, it wouldn't take me like 10 years to figure out that, the partner that I'm with is the right person or not. You know what I'm saying? If we be talking for like 1 year and a half, you know what I'm saying? And you by my side and I'm with you and stuff like that, and I know how you think, I know how your mindset, and if I realize that it can match with mine, it can match with my values, my principles, we're good. Personally, and I can even look at my mom's in the eyes and come up to her telling her like, you know what I'm saying, have this woman, you know what I'm saying, and we here 3 years, 4 years, and we having our relationship out of wedlock. My mother would never allow me to do such things. She'd be like, yo, son, what are you doing right now? Like, you know what I'm saying? It's been 5 years now, or 2 years and a half now. What you plan to do with this girl? You know what I'm saying? My moms would never allow me, you know what I'm saying, to play, not a play, but to come with a woman, you know what I'm saying, and not having a plan for her and me, a very serious plan for our life. She would never allow me. That's why she never allowed me to come home and change girlfriends like you change diaper or you change your underwear. I was never allowed. Matter of fact, my mom was more against it than my dad. Not saying that my dad was allow me to do, but I think that my mom's was more vocal about it. She didn't want me to be out there, changing women like you change clothes. Nah, I wasn't supposed to bring a girlfriend and 1 year and a half later, I'm bringing home another one. And 2 years later, I'm bringing another one and another one, and I'm having children all over the place. You know what I'm saying? This is the foundation that I come from. And that's why to this day, my life is not a mess. Because I know where I come from, I know my foundation. But your life is a mess. Now, I'm not saying that it's your fault that you don't have a solid foundation because, so we don't choose where we come from. You know what I'm saying? And we don't choose where we come from. We don't choose our background. You know what I mean? So, but I'm just saying, at some point, we are all equal. We all have we have the same mindset. We have the same brain. We know what's right, what's wrong. We can actually find values and principles that can actually make us elevate and not drown. What type of values are we? What type of values and principles do we live by? Instant pleasure, instant gratification, having multiple partners a year or every 2 years. You know what I'm saying? You change your partners. This is the values and principles that we want to live by. Really? These are the questions that, grown folks, even young folks, need to ask themselves. So you are here on the dating scene and your life is a mess all over the place. You presenting yourself as being available, but you just got out of a relationship maybe 6 months ago. You know what I'm saying? But what you trying to do? Are you healed? Are you ready? Are you really ready? You have 3 children from a previous relationship that just stopped 1 year ago. You know. So now what's your plan? You want to get involved in another relationship or your baggage in another relationship, hoping that it will work out. But how is it going to work out? You're going to have more children with this guy who's coming out a previous relationship with his own 2, 3 children from the same or different woman. And this is how y'all envision your life. And to me, that's the whole mess. You know what I'm saying? That's why a lot of you have men who want to go back to traditional type of relationship. They want to meet up with women with less baggage. Now, I'm not saying that it's guaranteed happiness, but I'm just saying if a woman comes from a more solid foundation, she's less likely to live, or she's less likely to bring you problems, to bring you know issues of her own. So I'm not saying that it's not possible, but it's less likely because she would have come from, she comes from a more solid foundation. She probably have been protected by the system of a family, of parents, or her elders who have, accompanied her through her journey, coached her so she can become, a good wife and, a good partner, a good mother. You know what I'm saying? She's less emotionally damaged. And the same thing with guys. You know what I'm saying? If you have started your life screwing around at a very young age, and these are the things that you will have to deal with for the rest of your life. You have people out there, young folks out there, they've been dealing in a relationship like at a very young age, 16, 17, they were still teenagers. You know what I'm saying? They've been running around because they don't come from a solid foundation. And some of them come from a solid foundation, but at some point they became rebellious against that foundation. So that was just a reminder, just a reminder, I just wanted to share with people that, you got to be careful with the choice that you make. You know what I'm saying? You got to be careful with the choice that you make, the decision that you make. You know what I'm saying? The people that you choose to get involved with. You know what I'm saying? And you gotta have solid foundation. So you gotta have strong values and principles to live by. You gotta have strong standards and values and principles to live by. Because if you don't, you're gonna fall for anything. You know what I'm saying? And the consequences can be very brutal, very harsh, very painful. You know what I'm saying? So when you're out there on the dating scene, or what I'm saying, I don't whatever the case may be, make sure that you're healed. Make sure that you have healed yourself. Make sure that you have taken counseling. or that you have prayed if you have a connection with the Most High. Because I'm telling you, you're not available. You're not. And until you are, stay away. Stay away from the distraction that is going on social media or in society as a whole. You know, you go on those dating shows and you see all the mess that's going on. Like, people think life is a game. It's not a game. Heal yourself. Heal yourself. Go get some help. You know what I'm saying? And if possible, try to reconnect with a person you was involved with a person you had children with. Now, I'm not talking about abusive relationship. I just want to make things clear because people in the comment gonna jump in, get on my case, talking about, I'm forcing people to remain in a relationship. No, I'm not forcing anyone to remain in a relationship. I'm just saying, if you're not in an abusive relationship, it's better to reconnect with the person you spent all those years with, that you had children with, and trying to find principles and values that are beyond your respective personal interest. So you can both follow those principles and values. They're going to actually transcend your personal interest, because you're going to look up to, not to your respective personal interest, but saying, to the collective interest of the family. You know what I'm saying? For the benefit of the children, for the benefit of the family, you know. And he's going to bring order in your life. He's going to bring, stability, security. You know what I'm saying? And if you both take the oath of committing yourself to one another, that's it. Sometimes it's going to get hard because relationships are not easy, but it's better to make the effort. At least you would have made the effort. You would have made the effort for the relationship to be successful. You know what I mean? But hey, that was just my personal opinion. That's my opinion and my opinion and you know what I'm saying? And I just wanted to share it. Not trying to sound judgmental or preachy. I'm just trying to share, my mindset and how I see things. But yeah, I wish nothing, and I wish you guys nothing but the best. You know what I'm saying? And I want you to be happy in all aspects of your life. Make sure that you follow the right path. You know what I'm saying? Because society is lying to us. Society is lying to everybody, especially us grown folks who should know better. You know what I'm saying? And younger folks. You know what I'm saying? Because really, if our life is a mess, how are we going to advise the younger folks? How are we going to advise, you know what I'm saying, the youth? You know what I'm saying? Because we're supposed to be the wisest in society. Past a certain age, we're supposed to bring wisdom, to bring, you know what I'm saying, thoughts of elevation, thoughts of thoughts they're going to help the younger ones elevate in life. They're going to be able to be, they're going to be able to be constructive, to look at the future with hope. So this is what I wanted to share with you guys, you know what I mean? So if you feel a certain way, I'm sorry, I don't know, I didn't want to hurt nobody and stuff like that. And like I said, I'm not perfect. I'm far from perfect. I'm I find myself in my own journey. But I realize, the tricks that are out there. I realized I peeped game. I peeped game and I analyzed, the whole picture. Because this is what it's all about. See the bigger picture. And when you see the bigger picture, you'll be like, oh, okay, I might be out here, like doing some crazy stuff. And, so I need to get myself together so I can actually make my life make sense. Ask yourself, does my life make sense right now? You know what I'm saying? But other than that, man, there's nothing but love out there, for you people out there. And thank you for watching this video, and see you next time for another topic. Feel free to subscribe. Peace and blessings. I'm out.